In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what it actually feels like to tell people that you're not going to college. And I'm saying this as someone who's graduating right now in the next few weeks. And every single day in school, at home, on the street, everyone that I see are asking me, what are you going to do next year? Where are you? Well, they're actually assuming I'm going to college. So they're asking, where are you going next year? And as someone who does have a very good, clear plan of what I'm going to do next year, I actually managed to get multiple six-figure job offers before I even graduated high school. I'm still so embarrassed to tell people that I'm not going to go to college. And at first, I didn't even commit to actually telling them. I would just be like, oh, I'm just taking a gap year. But in reality, I have such a good opportunity where I could grow so much. But I'm still not fully willing to tell them. I'm still embarrassed from it internally to tell people because I'm so proud of my accomplishments. I'm actually really, really grateful that I'm not going to college. And I was kind of worried when I thought I was going to be. But now I'm embarrassed to tell people. So this video is for anyone who's maybe in the same position, kind of trying to figure out how to tell people how to go about it. Or for someone who's not sure if they want to go to college. If you're kind of thinking that you're leaning towards not going or you're in between and you kind of want to consider both sides, then I hope this can give you a good perspective of what it's like for me and how I'm going to go about it to make it a little bit better. And the reason that I'm making this video in the first place is because in the very last video that I made, throughout the video I realized that I wasn't fully committing to telling people that the truth about my plan of what I'm going to be doing next year. And I decided to commit on camera to tell everyone, not say it's a gap year, not say anything, but to just say the whole entire truth of what I'm doing. Just tell them I'm not going to college, I'm going into sales development. Okay, and I actually got a really good opportunity and I'm excited about it. Say it with a smile and say it with pride. And I have been doing much better at it, at least the first part. I have been saying it, but I have not been saying it with pride. I've been way too embarrassed to tell people. And I don't see a reason why, because I've worked so hard to achieve it for months, for weeks, every single day. And this is what I want to do. And I was able to find success in it. So this is not the way that it should be. And I guess the way it's been with friends, like at first when I just like they also ask how much I get paid and then it's already like, oh crap, how did he do it? Or they don't believe me at first and then they kind of go more into it and I'm like, oh wow, how can I do the same thing? But then with most people, I'm not gonna tell them I'm just what I'm getting paid. I'm just saying I'm getting into sales. And then wait, what? So you're not gonna go to college? And they're always so surprised because I'm a good student. I did good in school and I put a lot of effort into tests and if actually preparing for the SATs and writing all of the college essays. So every time it's like the last thing that they expect hearing from me. But I guess before even going to that, I want to go a little deeper into the family aspect of it because I think that's probably what's more important, at least for me. And I will say with my parents, it's been kind of like a up and down telling them about this. At first, I was kind of saying that it was a gap year just so that they don't question too much when I try to pursue it because I think that's actually the best way to go about it. When before I actually achieve, like before I got the offers, I don't think it would have made sense to say that because there's no point of having these conversations before you actually have the option not to do it, right? So I did that and then I got the job offers. We spoke about it a little more and I told them in one of the conversations when they were like, yeah, but you're going to go to college next year. That's all we care about. And I said, listen, it would be a lot easier for me to just say yes, say this is just one gap year. And it's actually kind of hard to not just go with that and easily say yes. But I want to tell you the truth. And the reality is, I'm not sure. I don't think I want to go to college right now. I'm not completely closed off to it. But I'm pretty sure this is what I want to do. And I think that if I was to want to go to college, it should come from me. And it's taking a lot for me to tell you this right now. And I'm never completely closed off to anything. But this is how I want to go about life. And I actually said it a little better when I talked to them. And I was able to sort of convince them. And they were okay with it. And they were kind of like, okay, just like get your degree part-time after work or whatever. But I realized that even though they said that they're not fully accepting it either. Because like the last few weeks, I'll tell you the story. and it's actually pretty frustrating, and I need to talk about it. But my girlfriend, I think it actually started when other family members came, and then I started talking to them a little about it, and then I realized that it's also embarrassing for my parents. Right, when I do this, their status goes down. When they go to parties with their friends, when they talk to their siblings, to their parents, it's a disappointment to them to say, like, when they ask what college I'm going to, when they don't have anything to say. Right, it's very different from when they raised me 18 years ago. Throughout the entire time, when I'm doing so good at school, when I'm doing so good at that, it's very different from what they imagined. And like my mom almost tried to shame me into going, even though we talked. And when I was talking to my parents, she was the more accepting one, right? But then after that, with her family coming over, when my girlfriend was over, she was like, "Would you date him if he doesn't go to college? Would you date a guy that does that in front of everybody there?" She just said that. And she continued to push my girlfriend, like, yes, of course. And it was like, really? No, you won't. She was like, she literally got up and she was like, you would go like this and like looking him up and down and keep walking. And that's exactly what my mom said. And she kept dragging it like that, right? So I realized that even though she was like accepting and saying that, it's gonna take even more conversations to let her know that I don't think that was okay. I don't think so, and that's annoying, to be honest. Like, that made me think of how much I'd actually be able to leave there if that's the way they view it. But I think that the best way to go about it, I keep saying this quote, that if you have different versions of success to you, then you either disappoint them or you disappoint yourself. I've said it in most of the videos that I've made. But if that's truly the way that I'm going to go about it, then you have to be truly 100% honest with them when you talk to them. And you can't just let those things slide in a way, because you're training people how to treat you. So if I don't say anything, if I don't have a conversation about that, what's stopping that from happening again? And I'm going to pull some time aside and speak to her about that. But you really have to make sure that you're taking yourself seriously, you're respecting yourself, you're proud of what you're doing, and if you know you're doing the right thing for you, then act like it. Okay? Right after I said that last sentence, my parents walked in. It was kind of annoying, but I'm going to finish it from here. And I believe where I left off was saying that if this is truly what you want to do, if this is truly what you think is the right path for you, then you owe it to yourself to act like it when you tell people. And this video is about the reality of actually telling people that you're not going to college. And the reality of that is that, like anything else in life, at the end of the day, all it is what you make of it. So if you're embarrassing to tell them, oh, let me turn the light on. If you're embarrassing to tell them that, if you're embarrassed to tell them that you're not going, then it's gonna be embarrassing. They're gonna judge you. They're gonna take it from your body language. You'll be like, oh, what is he gonna do with his life? Oh, it's his sales. Like, what is that? But if I'm excited to tell them about it, then they can already assume that I find some success in it. I need to tell it with a smile. I need to be like eager to tell them, not kind of like wait until everybody else go like, oh, what are you doing next year? And then until they ask me, not say anything. I need to be the one to initiate it, to be excited to tell people, because at the end of the day, it is exciting and I am excited about it. Okay? So sorry about that, man. But that's the way you should be with your parents as well. It can be a serious conversation, but let them know you're excited about it. And then they're going to respect it more. Like, I enjoyed this because when I was working on my college applications, I was devastated every single day. And then when I started applying to the jobs, when I started interviewing and seeing some success with that, I was happy every single day. I felt fulfilled. And my mom noticed that. She told me that. So if you're truly able to find a better plan for yourself, you should be proud of telling people that. And I guess in terms of what it's been like with friends and teachers, I'll just put that in the same category. Like I said, if I tell them the numbers that I'm making, it's obviously a lot more exciting, but I don't really want to do that. But I think I just need to be more excited about it. Because if there's a conversation, like everybody's head just turns around when I say that. And I know that some people are still going to judge it no matter what, but those are not the people that I want in my life. In terms of what it's been like, it's actually been a lot better. I think like a lot better than you would expect. Most people are actually impressed by it our age, but the ones that are not, like there's going to be still people that will never understand it. But most of the time, it would be because of me, because I'm a little more embarrassed to tell it, that people will judge me a little more because it doesn't look like I was able to find something successful, especially when I talk to teachers. But if I'm able to be excited about it, then it's obvious that I found some success. And then they'll respect it a lot more. And even if they don't understand it or they don't support it, they won't like think I'm just a bum or something. If you're in this situation right now where you're not sure if you should tell people, you're not sure how to tell people, then let this be the sign to tell them, to be 100% honest with every single person that you encounter. Unless they're old, they'll probably never understand. If they're in their 70s, I'm really not bothering. I'm just telling them it's a gap year most of the time. But anybody else, because think about it, if you're telling them that you're never going to attract the type of people that you want in your life. Because the type of people that you want, the people that support that, are going to appreciate you for doing it. But you're not attracting them into your life if you're not being honest with yourself. So you might be encountering them every single day, but you're not going to develop those relationships with them. You're not inviting them to have those conversations with you. And once you do start opening up to everybody, it's also going to be a lot better because you're going to automatically push away and repel the people that you don't need in your life, right? The people that are not going to support you, the people that are not going to understand what you're doing, the people whose goals don't match with yours, the people who won't understand your goals, right? And you don't really need those people in your life. You want to be able to attract the people that you need. And that way go and just overall, like you'll be able to live a much more authentic life for yourself. And what would it be like next year, right? Once you are actually not just not going to college, but actually actively not in college, but you're going to be 19, 20 in a job, right? Are you still going to tell people it's a gap year? No. So it's a matter of time. Might as well just start today. The earlier you start being true to everybody, the better it is. And that's what I'm going to practice. Okay, I'm going to go about it. And if you're not sure if you want to go to college yet, I will say there's so many different ways, man. Because at the end of the day, the reason that you're still considering it, even though you don't really want it, is because you're not sure if you can be successful without it, probably from a financial standpoint, right? You want to be able to make more money. And you can make money in so many ways, even without being like a business owner, which is what I want to do at the end of the day. But I know that takes time, it takes years, and like I won't be able to just afford working that full time now when I have nothing built in place, right? It's gonna take time, but you can even find jobs like I did that pay six figures. I literally got multiple job offers from 110 to 150K before I finish high school, where I'll be making more money than every single one of my teachers. Not a single one is making more than that, and I can search up their salaries. They're still gonna judge me for it. And not only that, but I can actually advance in those as well. Like I could be making 300K before I'm 20 if I continue on this path and do the right things. So there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. I made a few videos explaining a little bit more about that, so I'll link that here if you want to watch it. But if you're actually serious about that, if you're hardworking and you want me to take you through the entire step, then click on the link in the description. I do one-on-one coaching for completely free for anyone who's interested, but that's not for anyone. That's only if you're serious. So apply there, see if we're a good fit. And you can watch the video there. It explains a little bit more about the job itself to see if it's a good fit for you. If that sounds interesting to you, if that's something that you think can absolutely change the entire trajectory of your life, not even just your life now, then go ahead, click on that link, apply to work with me, and if it's a good fit, I'll reach out to you directly. And if not, then I truly and honestly wish you the best.